I'd be lucky if that opens again.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky if it
Oh,
opens.
no.
Yeah.
Stinks.
It really isn't horrible.
So sorry to hear that.
You know, they haven't maintained the building.
David Chen, they wanted to go through this renovation, so they closed. And they're
Oh.
doing what they thought was what, 100,000?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
We changed time, we go through that,
All right,
I built kitchens and restaurants, so.
Okay.
it's-
We're ready to start, guys.
It's,
All
yeah,
right.
that place is.
What-
Tons.
Welcome to the March 18th, 2025 RPRC meeting at 9:32. The first order of business is adoption of the March 4th, 2025 minutes. I'll make a motion to adopt those minutes.
I'll second.
George seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. And then first up is 18 Long Pond. I see we have Dean here. And we have the property owner. Yeah. Dean, you with us?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, good. How's everybody?
Good, good. You want to take us through the project? Do you have the plans that you could share, or do you need me to pull them up?
Yep, I got him.
Great.
I don't see the spot where I can share my screen.
It's that green button on the bottom. If not,
I
I'll
got
pull
it.
You got it?
Hmm.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, we see it.
Okay, so we have a lot of wetlands on this property.
Yeah.
See if I can zoom out a little bit. So there's a wetland pocket in the front yard, kind of like a stream wetland along the driveway. The driveway is here. And we have a wetland along the southern portion of the property. There's also an off-site wetland kind of over here where the title block is as well. It's quite a bit off the property. That does create like 100-foot buffer area up in here as well. So the whole property is regulated under the wetland law.
And Dean, are those two wetlands closest to the pool connected?
There's a pipe that goes underground right through here.
Yeah.
I'll zoom back in. It's a 24-inch pipe.
Yeah. How do you feel about putting infrastructure over that? What are you gonna?
So what we are proposing is a dry set patio. Not a concrete patio. So because of the constraints of the property, we're thinking that this patio be permeable.
Yeah.
So we're really just thinking gravel.
Nice.
So if anything did have to be, if that pipe needed to be removed and replaced for any reason, this patio could be lifted fairly easy versus a concrete patio. So there's a little bit of benefit being dry set versus wet set.
Okay.
Dean, do you know how deep that pipe is?
There are elevations on here. I would say it's probably 4 feet below the pool is the invert.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So the top of the pipe's probably 2 feet below the proposed coping, maybe a little more.
I mean, that's
2 feet is good.
yeah. That's that is the issue, right, with this project. It's all in the wetland buffer. It's close to the wetlands,
Close.
on it, on top of it,
You can go fishing.
through it.
Around.
through
Is it in a
it.
floodplain?
I don't think it's,
There's no floodplain.
yeah,
The wetlands is it's kind of funny. If there
Yep.
wasn't a pipe here,
Hmm.
the water would actually go south, then east, and then wrap all the way around. But I think they put that pipe in for belt, belt suspenders, just to kind of create, maybe it was always some sort of valley there. Um, so there is another way around, for the water to go if it floods.
Okay.
I'm a little
Um,
confused about gravel versus decking versus, how is that gonna work out around the pool?
And what type
I'm
of?
sorry, I couldn't hear that. Was that a question for me?
I guess the question was what type of gravel? I'm guessing you're thinking of like some pea gravel or something that you could walk on, right?
Oh, so in terms of the decking,
Yeah.
this is what we're thinking is we're hired an engineer to kind of design the stormwater system. So he's going to determine how deep the gravel would be underneath the paving. So what I've done in the past is typically for a 6 to 8 inch storm, you need about 15 inches of gravel underneath the patio. The patio would have joints that are permeable. So the patio, we're thinking we
It'll
haven't
be a
really.
paved or something, yeah.
So it will be paved like a 2 inch paver with joints that allow the water to move through them.
So I guess, I think at a minimum, the conservation board has to look at it. The follow-up question is, do you want the planning board to be involved in that review as well? I think that's where we are. Thoughts?
Given the constraints, given all the wetlands that are in it, I don't think I think we've seen things similar to this before.
At the planning board? Yeah, all right, it's not a bad idea for the planning board and the conservation board to
I
have a
think we should
discussion.
in conjunction.
Yeah.
Work together with that.
All right. I mean, I don't think that's a surprise, Dean, right? That we gotta take a closer look at this one.
No, I'm not being as close as we are to the wetland.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, Daniel, you have any questions about this or anything for us?
No, I don't think so.
All
Kind of
right, so
what we expected.
yeah, I think what we'll do is I'll make a motion to send this to the planning board and the conservation board. Does anyone want?
I'll second.
Sue, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
So that's what we'll do.
Planning board first, then
Yeah.
Conservation?
Yeah, yep,
And then
come to the
back-
planning board, maybe we'll do a joint site walk, so we'll both go out there, take a look.
Okay.
I think that will help a lot, just get the lay of the land out there
Yeah.
and what's what, and then
Yep.
figure out, how to move forward, okay?
Okay.
All
Okay.
right,
Thank you so much.
all right, take care.
Thank you all.
Yep.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, no, there's definitely stuff for us to,
It wouldn't be even a decision to pass or go.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that one on Tallwoods where they were putting it on the cliff pool and had it a kidney shake and it's dropped off and.
Michael, good to see you again.
Morning.
Good to see you too.
Patsy, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Do you have the plans? You want to pull them up and share, or do you need me to pull them up?
I could pull them up.
Okay. So this is a pretty straightforward application in my mind. There are two existing building lots on Rock Cliff. The
Right.
applicant is proposing to merge them. Well, actually, you're not proposing to merge them, but you'll have to merge them. And then build one new house. It's a small zoning district, so a lot of the building lots on Rock Cliff are double size. So this isn't unusual in any way.
How
Yep,
large is each piece of property?
5,000-ish. So it'll be about 10,000, so quarter acre when they're done.
Mhm.
Um,
And how big is the proposed house?
Proposed house is, do you have that off the top of your head? I don't have it, Andy.
The proposed house is, where do I have the FAR?
15. I think it was around.
Proposed house is gonna be 33,629 square feet.
Now,
Two-story.
two-story, yeah. We could go over
Two-story,
that.
The zoning code allows us 3,800 square feet, so we meet the, we meet the zoning code.
Yeah, well, you're right at the limit. So,
Yeah.
I put that as a comment that we'll need the backup from the architect showing, demonstrating to the building department that you're below the max, because you're right at that limit. But
Right,
there's
I
not a lot
emailed you the FAR drawings. Did you receive those?
separate or?
Yeah, it was a separate email. I sent them over. These are the
Oh,
drawings
no,
right here.
I know, I didn't see those, but then, yeah, that's what we'll need. Okay.
Yeah, so I color coded everything, so then you see what's the porch,
Yeah,
what's
no,
not,
no, perfect.
and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good. Why don't we go back to the site plan? We'll
Sure.
start there. So, do you have one with topo?
So it's pretty flat, so it's
Yeah,
just
that-
spot
that-
fades. Yeah,
That was gonna be my point. It's actually a real easy, lot. I don't have any concerns. It's a small lot. There's not much that can
What's behind
happen.
it?
That is City of White Plains, watershed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That go to Rocky Ledge, that whole area.
No,
No, not near Rocky Ledge. Rocky Ledge in the back is Harris.
yeah, Rocky Ledge is way up, about 2 miles, 3 miles in the
Oh, it is? Oh,
Yeah. The east, east,
Yeah,
northeast.
Rick, any engineering concerns? I know you've had your standard.
It's, I mean, very
Yeah.
minor stuff. It's kind of just, obviously the soils testing.
Yeah.
And just ironing out the details, but nothing substantial really.
Yeah.
pretty straightforward.
Do you want to just take us through the elevations?
Sure.
Patsy, did you look at the other properties?
Yeah, we gotta look a little more at that road. That's the other thing that I might have to pick yours and Adam's brain a little more just to see the details of what that would entail.
Okay.
Because it doesn't look like it's impossible, but also doesn't look like it's the simplest thing in the world to do either.
Unlike this one.
In comparison to this, yeah, absolutely.
He's got to build a road.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a standard 2-story structure. We did a front porch, 2-car garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're proposing to do like a medium gray to light gray siding. Nice white shutters, white windows, white railing, white columns. Going around the house, we continue that look.
Yeah.
And this is the rear elevation, same thing. We continue the same look across.
Ken, this is why you're here.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then on the next sheet, what I did was I gave you a material schedule. That way then you kind of see like the different trim work around the windows, what we're looking to do, the doors, the column, I spec'd out which column and the size and all that. Party plank siding, and we're trying to, make a nice house.
Mhm. All right, Sue wants, just mentioned that she thinks it might benefit taking a look with the ARB, in particular, the peaks that you're proposing on that front elevation.
And there's no windows on that one side.
Yeah.
On this
So
one
I-
side, because of the way the room's laid out,
Yep.
there's not a lot of windows because this is a walk-in closet with the bathrooms.
Yeah.
I can, we can add a window somewhere in here. That's not
Yeah.
a problem.
All right, well, look, I think the site plan, you're set. It's worth a visit to work out the architectural details with the ARB. I don't think you need to come to the planning board or anything like that.
And also we need a landscape plan.
Okay, did you hear that?
Yes.
ARB is gonna want to see the landscape plan. All right, so I'll make a motion to send this to the ARB and then after that to the building department. You want to second that, Sue?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay,
What would that meeting be?
they meet when do you meet?
We need
First Wednesday of every month?
we're meeting tomorrow night.
All
So
right.
what is that, the third Wednesday?
Call Lori
Call Lori,
tomorrow.
yeah.
Call Lori on Friday and she'll set you up.
Okay,
She'll be in on
All right.
Friday.
all right, we'll do that.
But this looks good. This will be a nice, I'm surprised it's been vacant all these years, honestly.
Makes two of us.
Yeah. But it should be nice. Okay?
Great. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.
Here, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
100,000 units.
Yes. Right.
Two, no, this was a two lots, that's combined into.
Hello, good morning.
Getting hungry.
Laura, are you with us?
Easy enough.
And then video, can you hit that as well on the phone?
There you
Good
go.
morning.
Morning.
Can you hear and see us now?
Yes, we can. No
Great
problem.
stuff. Yeah, sorry for always the technical glitches.
Yep, no problem.
Good morning.
All right.
I'm Tom O'Brien Architecture, and this is my client Laura Endico, and we're glad we got into the call.
Great. So this looks like a nice addition to the house. I think, Tom, what we really need is a site plan to go along with your architectural plans, so we just see how it all lays out. The plan itself looks fine. So you've got the existing house. This right side is gonna be the addition. It's
Yeah.
gonna have, yeah.
Go
ahead, I'm sorry.
It's funny because we're just talking about, we're not taking any trees out, or we weren't planning on adding any trees or shrubs or anything, but what would you like to see on that site plan?
Where the house is in relation to the property and what grading is gonna occur, how you're gonna deal with storm water, the basic, those basic elements.
Okay,
Yeah, like at this point, we've got half the application. We've got your end all set and looks fine, but we need that second part for us to take a look at before we could give the green light.
and you have the survey with the setbacks and all?
No,
Oh.
I don't have that.
Can you scroll through possibly at the end of the plans?
Oh, you mean the existing survey?
Well, no, it should be showing the additions. Yeah, that guy there, and that has grade.
This is showing your addition on it?
That, you know what, you scroll through one more.
There is no more.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get that right to you there. We have it with the additions.
Oh, okay, good.
And what I'll do is I'll have them overlap that with the grade. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah, definitely take a look at the shed that's not on the
Yeah,
property.
so there were three things that and I apologize, I didn't get the proposed on there as well. But I'll get that right over to you. We'll get that to you today. And so we also need to show any grade change, and we need to do, we'll need to engineer out, storm water.
Yeah.
And are you typically going with Cultex, or can it go to?
That's fine.
Yeah, it can be, sure.
Okay, all right, so we need to get that, a little engineering on that.
That's
And
what the shed.
there were the three things, if you stay on that site plan for a sec. Yes, we
Yeah.
realize that the shed is on the neighbor's property. We were planning on moving that, if it's okay, during construction, if we needed to do
Yeah.
a survey afterwards, is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, and then we are under on two accounts, one is that on our acreage. If you look at our zoning, oh, you know what? Yeah, you may not have gotten the zoning, because that was on the finished one. In any case, we're at 1.1689 acres, in a 2 acre zone. And then we have 74.57 feet of frontage where we need 150. Does that put us into zoning?
No, that's not gonna impact you. You know, this lot was probably created as part of a conservation subdivision, but
Okay,
as long as you meet the setback requirements and the floor area, which you do, and the land coverage, which you do, you're fine. Yeah, that's
that's great,
not,
well, great news.
nothing there, wrong with that. Let's just go back to so yeah, we know now, you now know what we're going to need.
Yeah.
But let's go over the actual submission that you made for the plan. So what the lower level is the gym, right?
Yep,
And the upper level is a living room, if I recall, correct?
family room, yep,
Family room, yeah. With the deck in the back.
there you go, yeah.
Yes, do you want to see the elevations?
Yes,
Okay. So here's the side elevation.
it's good.
Yeah, I think it looks very good. Looks nice. That's the back. Here's the addition, with the little,
That works very nicely.
yes. And here's the front elevation.
So it's gonna be a stone base
Yeah,
and clapboard to match.
is that right? Stone base and clapboard?
There's an existing stone wall there, and we're gonna match that stonework on the addition. And then, yeah, the existing house is clapboard, and then the far left, which is kind of, which is an existing garage, we're going with the board and batten, just to give it a little interest.
Good.
What's the color?
And the existing color will remain, yes, that yellow
It's a
is,
very pale yellow.
yeah.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, it looks good. So what do you think we should do? Just have them come back with the engineering stuff? Give it a
Sure.
quick look?
Absolutely, yeah.
My guess, all right, so
fine.
What are we gonna, it's engineering, it's
Not much.
underground. So why don't we just send it to the building department and let
Okay.
engineering do their thing? There's no
good,
reason for them to come back.
all right.
Yeah.
Fine, maybe we'll just make these conditions of approval.
Yeah, exactly.
Is everyone
That's
okay with
great,
that?
we
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate that. Yeah, we'll get that engineered out.
All right, so then that's what we'll do. You know, it looks fine. You'll get us the engineering details as a condition prior to getting the building permit. And you won't need planning board, you won't need ARB.
Wow,
Let me make those motions. So I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
Okay.
Seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we're gonna post all the comments today. And that will be posted to the RPRC website.
yep,
Look, download those notes, and then that's going to be your checklist of what you need to include when you submit back to the town, and you'll submit to the department and to the town engineer, all those items.
that sounds great.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Hey, I just want to tell you, when I hadn't worked I'm in Bedford, just hadn't worked in Armonk for some years, and when I found out, oh no, I've got another board I have to go through. This is such a good idea,
Yeah,
because it's like better to, instead of finding out 3 months later, so I appreciate,
Yeah.
I appreciate.
I think it's been really successful. You know, we make sure that all these items get addressed, but
Right,
try to make it simpler for the homeowner and to really simplify that process.
well, you did for us, we
Yeah,
thank you for that.
so much.
All right, take
Okay,
care.
Have a good
Have a great
day.
day.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Adam, you rock.
All right, so that is our last item, so let's adjourn the meeting at 9:57.